shook the country a bit. I'm talking about the Issa Pantami situation, the embattled Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. There are accusations of intent to Islamize Nigeria. What do you have to say about this?
This is a fear which is unfounded. Saudi Arabia has all the money it has, but it cannot Islamicize the world. The Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, peace be upon him, cannot Islamicize the whole world. Impossible. Jesus Christ came, he cannot Christianize the whole world. Nobody can take humanity and said he must convert them to his own understanding or message. Nobody can do that. That is one. Nobody can Christianize Nigeria. Nobody can Islamize Nigeria. People have free will to do what they want. As for the minister, as I've said, all his actions, 100% shows that he's not a terrorist.
Many Nigerians.
Well, let me tell you. Okay. So those who are terrorists are after his life, because they said, even if you cry in his clip, if you cry blood, and yet you are working with the government, you are tagut, you are an infidel. Just the mere fact that he's working with Nigeria, accepting Nigeria as an entity, that automatically makes him an infidel. So he's not a terrorist, completely by his actions. But if Nigerians prefer hypocritic talk, not actions, because he can, by his words, be pro-democracy, by his words be whatever it is, by words. Then by action, aiding the terrorists, as we have so many doing that. If they prefer that, then they can hang him. But if they want somebody who by his action is truly a nationalist, but along the road his wording sometimes somehow shows as if he has sympathy with them, just wording, not action. This is the case of Fatami. This is how I analyze it. And this is what I've been warning Islamic scholars that are preaching. A young man of 27, 30s, before going through and groomed in Islamic jurisprudence and knowledge, start making fatwa and talking to people, he would definitely make mistakes. Muhammad Yusuf is just a small man, he's not an Islamic cleric, starting to make fatwa. Metasin is starting to make fatwa. They are not qualified to make fatwas. When you start making fatwa, when you are not qualified, definitely you will go with it. That's why we are always telling them, look, don't go and study in Pakistan or Egypt or Saudi Arabia and come to Nigeria. Nigeria has its own standard, traditional, inherited Islamic jurisprudence which we can build on and unite people. So this is the side effect of what they did. Start preaching, start giving up fatwa when you are really not that a scholar. Because you speak, just like in a church, let me give you an example. We have Wole Soyinka, he has almost the best man in English literature in Nigeria with a Nobel Prize. Because he has a Nobel Prize, does he take a Bible and go to church and start preaching? That doesn't qualify him to be an ordained pastor. Because religious texts are not literal texts. You understand? So because you speak Arabic or you memorize the Quran does not make you a scholar. The Quran is saying a small group of people should go and become jurists. Jurists. These people are making all noise. They are not jurists in Islamic law. They cannot bring out law, Islamic law. They cannot talk for Islam. You understand? All these pastors that are doing miracles all over Israel, just doing it for money. This is how we have Muslim preachers. Some to be famous, some to, but not really Islamic. They don't speak for Muslims. They don't speak for Muslims because Muslims, we have a chain of transmission of knowledge, which you must, ascribe to be an Islamic jurist. You don't just come and take the Quran and the Hadith and start interpreting it all the way contemporary, scholars they interpret it, no, that's a chain, and that chain must be obeyed to be an Islamic representation. Whether the Quran, whether the Hadith, whether the fiqh, there's a chain. It's not just open like that for anybody to translate.
So do you think the minister should resign or should he be sacked? What are your thoughts?
My thought is that the minister should continue because his presence there is fighting the terrorist ideology. That the government, a Muslim, should participate in the current government. Not what I mean current, not the Buhari's government. I mean a Muslim. As a Muslim, you can be in a national government, so that you bring your quota in bringing stability and bringing progress to the nation. It's a very good example. And you can be a cleric and still work in government, like we have Vice President Osunbanjo is a cleric and he's doing well in the government. So it doesn't stop a Muslim cleric also to work with government. And this itself, the fact that he is a minister in a government which is secular in quotation marks, that act is fighting terrorism. Because you can imagine how many children are now listening to him, and they see him in government, they're all aspiring to work with government. So if you remove him now, all these children will say, okay, yes, government is tagut, the government is mean 666 is the beast, is the devil. And we have another group of boys who also join the Islamic terrorism. I say Islamic, yes, there's Islamic terrorism, there's Christian terrorism, there's Jewish terrorism. Terrorism is when you impose your idea by killing innocent people. Show me if one person has killed. He has not killed anybody. He has not ordered for killing anybody. Just discard the fake news and everything. The man is working with, he's stabilizing a government among a section of youth which we like them to come and join in nation building. They listen to him and they are all working. And that is good. You should never throw him away. Leave him.
Despite the allegations of being a terrorist
sympathizer. No, he's not a terrorist sympathizer. You don't know what those terrorists are calling. Now in Gaidam, in Benue State, there is a flag hoisted by the terrorists saying this nation, this place is not Nigeria. It's a serious challenge. They have killed soldiers there. So now you have a man who a lot of youth believe and listen to. He's telling them no. The real nation is the Nigerian, not the flag with the La ilaha illallah. And you people who are fighting them, then you say you trust people like Fatami. No, you should get more like him and put them in power. It will stabilize. Get somebody like him in Maiduguri. Let him come and when I saw a clip, some policemen were reading the Quran and doing the Ramadan tafsir. I was happy. I was the most happy person because they are showing youth you can be a policeman and be a Muslim. Myself, you see, I'm a medical doctor, has been in the army. Why I'm in the army? My father is a cleric. They came to him and they said, look, you are encouraging people to join the army. You should match your words with action. Put your children in the army. So they put us in the army. We did all the diligent things we passed. We were in the army to show northern youth, look, you can be a Muslim and still be a Nigerian. Because now if you say no, you must be a Muslim only. Saudi is a Saudi and a Muslim, an Egyptian is an Egyptian and a Muslim, a Pakistani is a Pakistani and Muslim. So Nigerians too, we can do. This is a general consensus by all scholars in the world. Yes, you can join your, because Allah said we have created you, all men have created you male and female. We have created you of races and different tribes. This shurub means there are nations. God has created nations. So you can be in that nation which God created you, like Nigerian. I'm created Nigerian. I'm not a Chadian. And yet be a Muslim. So this is the ideology we're fighting. And Fatami is exactly by words and action fighting that ideology, and it's very good. Don't remove him. You will regret.
I've been on social media a whole lot, and I know the comments that that follow him. They're not very good. I will tell you some of them. When he passed fatwa, many years ago. There were reports that a 400-level student of the Tafawa Balewa University was stoned to death based on his teachings. There were also reports that he expressed happiness when infidels are massacred. There are equally reports that he feels Osama bin Laden is a better Muslim than him. So these are some of the reasons why Nigerians think he should be. Okay.
Go and meet Mr. Osimbajo. Go and meet Mr. Osimbajo and ask him, please, when you heard that the Americans have killed and dumped bin Laden's corpse in the ocean, was he happy or sad? If he said he's sad, it means he's sympathetic with Al-Qaeda. If he says he's happy, the Muslim will say, oh, Osimbajo is a fanatic Christian. So there are some situations which are political, not actually religious, when you cannot catch somebody for expressing his idea. Obama, who became the president of America itself, was opposing Iraq war. In fact, if you read his dreams or whatever, as he said, when he was consulting his political advisors, they said, your name is Hosseini Mubarak, Muslim, and now you are opposing war against Muslims. This can be a hindrance to you. But because his heart is clean, he's showing sympathy for whoever it is, whether Muslim or not, he scaled through and he was elected. Look, human beings have brain, they want to see reason. Explain to them, they want to see reason. So all those rubbish, they should not bring it now. As he said, he was immature, and it was immaturity, I said. His truth is what he was immaturity. But now, his maturity is seen and changing. Some of our scholars did that. Shafi'i did that. Made fatwas, then when he became mature, he changed. The only scholar that was stick is Malik, because Malik said, look, I'm into this world, I'm not going to I'm just going to follow the precedents, those who are before me. So that's why we are saying, look, stop on Malikiya. In fact, if I have power, I will stop anybody preaching anything, not this, the madhab of Malikiya here and there, because it stabilizes everybody. It doesn't give you that room for ijtihad, that room to see things the way you think as a youth. You see? So they should leave the man, let him continue. It's a weapon for us against the terrorists. And I don't think any two people in the world doubt there is terrorism. Nobody doubt it. Our Islamic literature told us there will be terrorists, young men terrorists. Saudi Arabia is fighting them. Egypt is fighting them. Pakistan is fighting them. Afghanistan is fighting them. We are fighting them. One of the greatest weapons to fight terrorists is to have scholars supporting the state. Sheikh bin Baz was supporting Saudi Arabia. Sheikh Tantawi is supporting American and Egyptian. All the scholars are supporting the states. So we need also scholars in Nigeria to support a state. And there is no better way to support a state than to be an official of the state. So we are happy about that. Final words for me is the government to listen. Just the government to listen. If the government listens, things will iron out well in Nigeria, inshallah.